Hey everybody, Wes Luther here with SecureAcresNaturalBees. It's really cold out lately, and we just wanted to make a video basically going over the status of all of our hives. And then once the winter has passed, we'll let you know how they all did. But one big thing we wanted to talk about today is the fact that we've hit 100 subscribers in our channel. We are very excited about that, and we just thank you all for being part of this YouTube channel. And we're so excited, in fact, that we're going to give a lucky person a free 8-ounce vial of honey, of some of our all-natural honey, and it's really good stuff. You'll really enjoy it. So just pay attention at the end of the video, and you'll see how you can win that. So here we go. So this is our apple blossom hive. We caught this hive pretty much right at the start of May, and I'll tell you what, they have just been a fantastic colony of bees. All in the spring and summer months, they're just very highly populated with a lot of traffic. You don't see any traffic right now because it's below freezing. But in the summer and spring, they were just fantastic, just a good hive. And when we went to extract their honey, they gave us almost 4 full frames of honey, and we extracted 4 frames. So they really filled those frames out well. And just a great hive. When we opened them up, there was a few hive beetles at the top, but that was, I mean, they're under the trees and they get a lot of shade, so that's almost to be expected. But we wanted to do something that was most similar to their homes in nature. And when bees live in the wild, they also live with plenty of shade. And so that's why we wanted to give these bees some shade and just see how they would do. And they've been a great colony. They've been really nice. This is our Clover Heights hive, and we got this, excuse me, I've got some prints here. We got this hive about a week after we got the apple blossom hive, and we actually caught it in this tree right here. And so when we moved them down, we just basically put them right here. And this was also a really good hive. They were funny because they started off kind of weird. Whenever we moved the frames to this hive, we didn't see any brood or eggs or anything or larvae, and so we were worried that maybe something happened to the queen. So I took a frame out of the apple blossom hive and put it in this hive just to be safe, because if you can supply them with eggs, they can make another queen, but you have to give them some eggs. So I gave them a frame, and within 2 or 3 weeks, they were just fine. I mean, the traffic was good. And, you know, maybe they did have a queen and she just didn't begin laying yet. But in any case, we just wanted to be sure. And they ended up being really strong in the later months, going to the summer. And they gave us some really good honey this year. They gave us about 2 frames of honey. And there was no hive beetles or anything like that in the hive. And of course, in the spring and summer, this tree is loaded with leaves and everything, so they got shade. They had shade. It's just now it's nice because in the winter now they can get that full sunlight. So, but yeah, they're a fantastic hive. We're really happy with them, and we definitely expect them to do well this winter. This is our welcome hive, and we caught this hive pretty much right at the end of June, so like right between June and July. And so they missed a lot of the nectar flow that was in, like, you know, the spring. But you know, they still developed. They were a little slower, not much traffic coming in and out, but there was traffic. Some days there was decent traffic. And we gave them, they filled up about 10 frames. And so we didn't extract any honey from this hive because we did not want to leave them with, you know, not enough honey over the winter. So we didn't take any frames from this hive, you know, left it all here. And you know, like I said, they've got about 10 frames filled out, so they should be fine over the winter time. And yeah, they're a really nice hive. I've had no problems with them. I don't think there was any hive beetles or anything like that in this hive. And of course we caught them in this tree right here. And then we brought them down, but they also had shade over the summer and spring. You know, they had good shade, and now that the leaves are all gone, they're getting good sunlight whenever it's cold out. So yeah, we're really happy about this hive, and again, we have no reason to believe that they should do bad this winter. So we expect them to be just fine. This is our Sourwood Acres hive, and this hive we caught right at the end of May, and boy, they were really strong. We caught them in this tree right up here and moved them to this nice spot. This is our only 19 frame hive that we used this year. All the other hives were 14 frames. This was a 19 frames, so it had a lot more room for honey. But so the bees filled out their first 7 frames in their swarm hive, and they did really well. And we added 3 frames, and they filled those 3 frames out really well. And so they had about 10 really good frames filled out in the hive. So we added another 3 frames, and we let them work on it for about a month. And we came back, and there was just hardly any comb on those 3 frames. There was some, but really not much. And so pretty much for the rest of the season, they stuck with just 10 frames, and they just didn't develop much past that. So when the winter came, I removed those empty frames and moved the divider board to make sure that they only had about 10 frames of space on the inside. So even though it is a 19 frame hive and it's a lot bigger, they still have the same amount of space as the other hives because that empty space is separated. So, you know, they've got 10 frames. We have no reason to believe they'll have any trouble this winter. They did have some good activity in the season. Like I said, they were very active when we caught them. Just a really nice swarm. And yeah, we'll let you know how they do. So that basically wraps up all the hives that we have for the season going into the winter. We're feeling really good about this season, and you know, of course, this is our first year using the horizontal hives, and we are, you know, we have very big expectations for these hives, and we're very excited. And so after the end of the winter, we'll have a video basically giving you the status of all the hives and telling you how they did and whatnot, so you'll get a, you know, good understanding of how we did. So, of course, the last thing I want to say is, once again, thank you so much for the 100 subscribers. All of you that have been part of this community, we really appreciate it. And for anybody that comments in the below and basically has anything with the word honey in it, we will be giving out to a random person an 8-ounce vial of our all-natural honey. It's totally organic, never had any chemicals used. And, of course, we don't disturb our bees hardly at all during the season. So it's some really good honey. Trust me, it's been really good this year. So just comment honey in the below section, in the comment section. If you like the video, give us a like and consider subscribing. We've got an excellent community here, and you know, we got a lot planned going forward. So take care, everybody.